Hello everyone, Johnny here. Today in this session, we will try to learn about how to create a timer. For suppose, this timer can be used in e-commerce websites for the product sale, like flash sale. It can also be used for landing pages like coming soon. If they are about to launch a product within 2 days or 3 days, they use this timer. Uh, there it can be used. Like these are the two use cases where it can be applicable. Now let us design this timer using JavaScript. So before understanding this concept, we have done the basics of JavaScript, which are available in the description part of this video. You can find those tutorials, then it will be very easy to understand like what we are trying to do, because we have already discussed about these methods, the concepts used in this projects. Even though like we will have a basics required for this question also. First one, we will try to understand about a dates. What is the use of a dates? Dates are a built-in object in JavaScript. It provides date, time, and the methods for a date time management. For suppose I have written something like this: variable d equal to new of date. We have a date here. If I want to just print, this thing, we can use a date constructor. This is one of the case way we are trying to write a date constructor. We have multiple ways in order to denote this date. Now I am trying to use a date object with the current date and time. By default, it will try to display my browser default time. In the sense, here it will try to display the Indian standard time of according to the time zone. So let me check the output in this console. If you can see here in the console part, let me save this, so it gets stuck. So let me refresh this. We got date and time. First thing, we should aware of dates concept, like how do you get a date, time, minutes, hours and seconds. As we know, like 1 day equals to 24 hours, 1 hour equals to 60 minutes, not meters here, 60 minutes. 1 minute equal to, if you are aware of this concept, then we can easily solve this question. Like what we are trying to do, the time counter, 1 second equals to 1000 milliseconds. Now for suppose if I have written something like this: variable c equals to new of date. It means it will try to give us the date based upon the browser time zone. Now in this I am trying to write variable any, or else let me write in the console directly. Console.log c.getTime. We have get day, get hours, get milliseconds and all. Now I am trying to use getTime. What is the meaning of this? It will try to display the time, the milliseconds from 01/01/1970. It will try to display the time zone here. As we have already discussed about the date concept, it will try to display from here. So can you see it is trying to display the milliseconds from it? Can you see the change in the milliseconds? Yes. Now next one, we should learn about setInterval. What is the use of setInterval? For suppose if I want to make sure a function should able to repeatedly execute, it should able to execute repeatedly with a fixed duration of time, with a particular duration of a time, then we can use this setInterval. The setInterval repeatedly calls a function with a fixed amount of time. So in this setInterval, it will have two values, in the sense we can say two arguments. First one is a function, first one is a callback function which we want to call, and next one is a delay time. Let me put everything in the comments. Next one is a delay time. Now let us look into a small example. How does it performs a setInterval? For suppose I have written a function like this. setInterval function in this alert hello world 1000. So what does it means? It will try to give us an alert box. It's a kind of pop-up box. In this we have been using alert. First one is a function, next one is 1000 seconds. It means for every 1000 seconds it will able to execute. Can you see here? When I'm trying to click on it, again it is able to execute. So this is the main use of setInterval. SetInterval will have two values or two arguments, we can say, where first one will be a function and next one will be a delay, milliseconds. Next one we will learn about floor, math floor. We can say floor. What is the use of floor? For suppose if I have written something like this, console.log math.floor of 2.8. See, we have discussed the same examples in the previous sessions of a project also. 2.8, it means it will try to display the downwards value. It will try to display downwards value nearest to it. For suppose even I have written 2.9 also, it will have the same value, that is 2. If I have written seal, then it will be getting the highest value. So hope you are clear with this three statements. First one, date. Next one, the notation of hours, minutes, milliseconds. Next one, get time. Next one, set interval, and next one is a floor. So for this we will try to write a logic now. For this, using this, we will try to write a logic for this in order to get this time. So let us write how to display this counter. First one, let me give some input to the user, input to this JavaScript code, where it will try to have, I am trying to write some date here. Let me write a shortest date, nearest from today is October 15th. So I will try to write a date like this, new of date. See, we have used the first notation of date. Here I am trying to pass the values also. November 1st, I just want to pass November 1st 2020, 01, 00 and 00. I'm just trying to pass year, date, minutes, hours and seconds, all the values. Suppose if I have written something like this, console.log of final, what does it use? It will try to give the milliseconds between the date what we have mentioned to the date what it from 1970. See here, sorry, here it is trying to display this value. Manually it is trying to display the value. For suppose in this I have written something like this, so it is trying to display that. For suppose I am trying to use the same code, but I am trying to use here getTime. Now it will try to give us the milliseconds. So let me put this in the comments. So let me put this lines in the comments. So first one, get time. I have used an additional method. Can you see? We have used get time. So as we have discussed, get time will try to give the milliseconds from 1970. So it is trying to give 1970, from 1970 to 2020, the given date. It is trying to give the milliseconds. We got it. Now I want to get today's date. Variable s equals to, or else variable now equals to new of date dot get time. So it means from today's date it will try to give. For suppose if I have echoed this one, it will try to give some value. See here, console.log now. First we are trying to read the input. So we got 2 seconds. See, this is from 1970 to 2020. This is from 1970 to today's date. So here we got the milliseconds for the target date and milliseconds for today's date. Now what we are trying to do, we are trying to make sure we will subtract these two values. So I'm trying to write variable difference equals to. So see, we can't subtract directly November 1st minus October 15th. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to convert this in the form of a milliseconds. Whatever the value resultant we got, we are trying to subtract it. In the sense, we are trying to subtract the difference between this target date and today's date. So what is today's date like? So we got it here. Now I want to differentiate, in the sense final minus now. Final in the sense the target date, now in the sense today's date. Here we will try to get a new value here. See here, console.log diff. If we can see here, see, you got the difference between today's date and the target date based upon the milliseconds, based upon this milliseconds. Now I should able to write the code in order to get dates, so first I should able to get something like this: days, hours, minutes and seconds. First let me write for days. Days equals to difference by how many days we have, like how many milliseconds we have, 1000 star, how many seconds, how many minutes, how many hours. Now what I'm trying to do, based upon the difference what we got, we are trying to subtract it, sorry, divide it, sorry, I'm sorry for this. Based upon the days we got, difference we got some milliseconds here, right? This we are trying to divide this thing, so that we can get the number of days, because one day has 24 hours, 60 minutes, 60 seconds and 1000 milliseconds. So see here, we got, it means from today's date, that is from October 15th to November 1st, it is approximately equals to 16.35. but I want to round up this value, so we can use a mathematical function floor. We are trying to use a floor here. Sorry. So we got 16. So let me comment this. So I just want to understand each and every statement I am trying to write in this way. We got days. Now suppose if I want to get hours. Now next thing is I should be able to get hours, right? We got days here. Next one hours. We will try to change the date here also and we will check at the end. Now hours. So in this hours also I am trying to take the same notation. See, but see here I am trying to take something called modulus operator. Why I am trying to modulus operator? Because if you can see here, we got a 16 point some integer value, some decimal values, right? After a point we got a huge decimal value. For that I am trying to differentiate it. For that I am trying to perform this action, and for this we will try to perform the operation here. So by, for this, by 1000 star 60 star 60. Hope you are clear with this. Now if you can see here, you will understand like what we are trying to do. Now let me echo the same thing. Console.log. It will be for hours. It will be for hours. Console.log of h4urs. h4urs. We got hours. We got hours, 8 hours. Now suppose I should able to get for everything, right? Hours and milliseconds. So it's the same notation we are trying to use. Now after hours also we will try to get some values. In that I am trying to extract minutes. I am trying to extract minutes. MINUTS, minutes. So for this what we will try to do, we will try to make sure it will have the values. So for hours we have written, for minutes we will try to make sure that we will remove this value 60, and for minutes 60, and next one for the same thing for seconds. So hope you are clear. First, if you understand the first line, then it will be very easy for you to elaborate the next one. For days, if it is clear, then it will be very easy to understand this dates and minutes and seconds. Now next one we got for seconds. For this seconds we are trying to divide this thing with 60 and this one with 1000. So we will get the 4 values. Now suppose if I want to get these values, document dot get element by id, or else if I write this everything in the console also, see here, console.log seconds. Can you see here? We will get seconds also. See, it is changing based upon the seconds. It is able to update. Now I want to display this every value in the this browser part. So we are trying to write document dot get element by id. For this I'm trying to write the id name as a timer. Inner html equals to dates. So let me put something like this, dates, hours, we got hours here. So hours, next one minutes. We are trying to read the value of each and every, and we are trying to perform the concatenation for it. Minutes. Next one we have seconds. Days is done, hours is done, minutes. Now next one is seconds. We got seconds. So here we are trying to write the seconds also. Somewhere we have missed some token. Okay. Unexpected token is somewhere we have written some token. Okay. Now we got. See, we want to get some dates. Okay. We have missed this one. Now we will get. We got inner HTML is null. In the sense, we should be able to define some element here. P of id equals to timer. Now we got it here. Now if you can see, can you see here? It is trying to get, but I should be able to get some time. See here, when I'm trying to refresh, it is getting. So we have learned about setInterval, right? setInterval will take one function and the delay. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to place this complete snippet. We are trying to place this complete snippet in setInterval. We are trying to place the complete snippet in setInterval. Variable s equals to setInterval of first one, the function. So I'm just trying to make sure this will be the first one, function comma, for 1000 seconds. So as we have discussed, for this one it will have in this way. If you can see here, it is trying to update. Can you see? 16 days. So I just want to put this colon here just for differentiating the values. 16 days, 8 hours and 43 seconds. Days, hours, minutes. It is minutes, right? We haven't written for minutes. It is minutes plus, let me write last one for seconds. Now it is right. Minutes also, let me write a shortest one, minutes, hours and seconds. Okay, we got minutes and seconds. So it is trying to get updated, because for every 1000 seconds it will try to refresh. In the sense, it will have the interval, set interval time. So for this, let me put some CSS so that it looks good. So in order to use this, I am trying to use external CSS /styles.css style.css body. So for this, let me write first one, the paragraph element, not body. For this paragraph, display flex, align item center, justify content center. Next one, color white, font size 40 pixel, font size 40 pixel, and main height, right, 100 VH, or else let me write 60 VH. We got it. So we have taken color white, so it is not getting displayed. For body, let me apply some other color so that it will be visible for us. So I'm trying to use this color code. You can use any of the color notation. 6BE0. Yes. So I just want to put a basic CSS. We got it. So this is how it works. For example, if a timer becomes 0, you can just write some code where it will try to say that we have the product has been launched. So it is equals to 16 days in the for what is the date we have given, November 1st. For suppose if I have given the same thing for December 31st, so see here, it will try to have 76 days, and for suppose December 1st, so if you can see here, it is trying to update 46 days. So this is how it goes with everything, like for different dates, different values. Here we are able to understand like how a timer works. We have taken two dates from the target date and today's date. We have converted it in the form of milliseconds. For that milliseconds, we have divided in the format of days, hours, minutes, and seconds. As we know this notation of basics, like how to get a date, the notations of day, hour, minutes, and seconds, and we have segregated this. Using this mat.floor, we have truncated the values of after the decimal, and in this we are converting first one in the form of dates, hours, minutes, and seconds, and we using the DOM we are trying to display within this body. So if you have any queries in this, you can just drop us a mail or comment below this video. Thank you.